Here's the thing nobody tells you about job hunting. You're probably doing it completely wrong. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying it because you've been applying to hundreds of jobs, watching people with half your experience get offers, and wondering what you're missing. Well, you're about to find out exactly what separates people who land jobs in weeks from people who are still searching months later. And yeah, anyone really can find a job within 3 months, but only if you stop doing what everyone else is doing. Look, you know that feeling when you see someone on LinkedIn who barely has any experience and somehow landed at a company you've been absolutely dreaming about. Meanwhile, you're overqualified, experienced, and can't even get a call back. It's infuriating. But here's what's wild. They're not getting hired because they're better than you. They're getting hired because they understand something about the job search that you don't yet. I'm Mary Southern, founder of Resume Assassin, and over the last 10 years, I've helped thousands of professionals land jobs from recent graduates all the way to C-level executives. And here's what I've learned. Most people think job searching is a numbers game. Apply to 100 jobs, hear back from 5, interview with 2, and get 1 offer, right? Wrong! That's the old way, and it's exactly why you're stuck. The real game isn't about volume. It's about strategy. It's about understanding that 90% of job seekers are invisible, and the 10% who get hired fast know how to become unforgettable. Think about it like this. Remember when Beyoncé dropped Cowboy Carter out of nowhere and suddenly everyone was talking about country music? She didn't just release another album and hope people found it. She created a moment. She made it impossible to ignore. That's what you need to do with your job search. So here's what we're doing today. I'm going to break down the exact 3-month framework that's worked for thousands of my clients. The one that'll take you from invisible applicant to when can you start? And we're going to talk about why you need to stop treating this like a job search and start treating it like a campaign. You need to position yourself as the solution before you ever hit submit application. Here's why. The brutal truth that I see every single day is that your resume is being read by AI before it even reaches a human. And that AI doesn't care about your passion or your 10 years of experience. It's looking for keywords and patterns. But even if you get past the robots, you're still one of 300 applicants. Think about the Hollywood strikes last year. Everyone was talking about how AI was going to replace writers, right? But you know who didn't lose work? The writers who had relationships with showrunners, the ones who are already in the room. You need to be in the room before the job is even posted. So how do you do that? Step 1, reverse engineer the role. Find 5 to 10 job postings for your dream position. Make a spreadsheet. What skills show up in every single one? Those are your keywords. Those are your talking points. That's your new vocabulary. I have my clients do this exercise, and within a week, they're speaking the language hiring managers actually want to hear. Step 2, create your positioning statement. This isn't your elevator pitch, okay? Nobody cares about your elevator pitch. This is one sentence that answers, what problem do you solve? Not, I'm a marketing professional with 7 years experience. Instead, try this. I help B2B companies turn their LinkedIn presence into qualified leads. Do you see the difference? You're not describing yourself. You're describing the outcome you create. Step 3, optimize everything. Your LinkedIn headline, your resume bullet points, your portfolio, every single touch point should scream this positioning. You're not trying to appeal to everyone. You're trying to be the obvious choice for one specific type of role. So here's some real talk. This feels limiting at first. You might think, but I can do lots of things. Sure, Taylor Swift could probably make a great metal album, but she's not trying to. She's dominating pop. Pick your lane, own it, and you'll be 10 times more memorable than the person with the diverse skill set. Let's talk about the 20 rule. So you should spend 20% of your time applying to jobs. Why? Because applications are low leverage activities. You're competing with hundreds of people in the exact same way. It's like trying to get Sabrina Carpenter's attention by commenting, "Love this," on our Instagram posts, along with 50,000 other people. You think she's saying that? I don't think so. You need a different approach. This is the framework that's gotten my clients hired at Google, Amazon, startups, nonprofits, Netflix, you name it, across every single industry. And it works because it focuses your energy where it actually matters. Here's how you break down your time. 20% strategic applications. These are roles where you actually meet more than 70% of the requirements. At companies you've researched, where you can customize your resume and write a real cover letter. Quality over quantity, always. 5 to 10 per week, max. 60% is relationship building, and this is the game changer. You're going to spend the majority of your time building genuine relationships with people who work where you want to work. Find people with your target job title on LinkedIn. Send them a personalized message. So, not, can you refer me? Try something more like, hey, John, I saw your post about product management. I'm transitioning into the product management field, and your perspective on that topic really resonated. Would you be open to a 15-minute chat? I'd love to hear more about your path. Have actual conversations. Ask about their day-to-day, what they wish they'd known, what they love, what they hate. Build rapport over 2 to 3 touch points before you ever mention that you're looking. This feels slow, but think about Timothée Chalamet, right? He didn't become Hollywood's it boy by auditioning for every single role out there. He built relationships with directors like Luca Guadagnino. He built relationships with big-time directors who then wanted to cast him. Be the person that people want to hire. 20%, the other 20%, is visibility and value creation. Write posts or articles about your industry on LinkedIn. Comment really thoughtfully on posts from people at your target companies, and share your work publicly. This is so important. Even if it's just case studies from past projects. Start a side project that showcases your skills. You're creating proof that you're already doing the work. When someone Googles your name or clicks your profile, they should see someone who's already acting like they have the job. Here's the follow-up formula that actually works. And most people follow up completely wrong, or not at all. You need a system that keeps you top of mind without being super annoying. I've watched thousands of people lose opportunities, not because they weren't qualified, but because they disappeared after one interaction. Remember when Hailey Bieber launched Rhodey Skin? She didn't just launch and disappear, she showed up everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, podcasts, consistent presence. That's what you need to do. One application, one interview, one coffee chat isn't enough. You need to stay visible. So how do you do this? I call it the 3-7-14-30 formula. After any interaction, application, interview, networking call, 3 days, send a thank you or a follow-up email. Keep it really short. Reference something specific from your conversation and add value. Maybe an article related to something that they mentioned. 7 days, if there's no response, just send like a soft check-in, right? Hey, Dave, wanted to circle back on the topic. Any updates on the position or the conversation? After 14 days, share something valuable. I saw this report on industry trend and thought of our conversation about the topic. 30 days, that's the final touch point. I know you're busy, so this is my last nudge. Still very interested in the opportunity. If timing doesn't work out now, I'd love to stay in touch for future opportunities. The monthly check-in list. So you want to keep a spreadsheet of every person you've ever connected with. Once a month, find a reason to reach out. Not about jobs, about congratulating them on a work anniversary or a promotion, sharing an interesting article, asking their take on industry news, genuinely staying connected. You're playing the long game here. Maybe they don't have an opening right now, but in 2 months when they do, you're the person they remember because you've been consistently helpful and present. I've seen this turn into job offers 6, 9, even 12 months down the line. Okay, let's talk about the offer acceleration tactic. So what the heck is it? Once you're in the interview stage, you need to create urgency and social proof. Why? Because companies move slow until they think they might lose you. It's basic psychology. Look at how fast studios signed new deals during the strikes once talent started talking to multiple platforms. Competition creates action. So create a pipeline, not a long shot. Never have just one interview in progress. Even if you have a dream company, keep interviewing. When you can honestly say, I'm in the final stages with a few companies, you become way more valuable. Scarcity drives desire. My clients who do this get offers 40% faster than those who put all their eggs in one basket. And at the end of every interview, ask this: what concerns do you have about my fit for the role? And then address them immediately. This is direct, confident, and it shows that you really want the job. The timeline question, right? So, what's your timeline for making a decision? I'm very interested in this role and I want to be transparent. I am in conversations with other companies. If this is the right fit, I'd love to know sooner rather than later so we can move forward. You're not being pushy, you're being very honest and strategic. And you're reminding them that good candidates don't wait around forever. The value add. So after your interview, send a follow-up that includes something extra. Maybe it's like a mini project showing how you'd solve one of their specific problems, a one-pager with ideas for their team, or a thoughtful analysis of their recent campaign, their product, their challenge. This is your Dune Part 2 moment, right? Everyone expected it to be good, but it's over-delivered. That's what you want them to think about you. So I had a client land a six-figure role because she sent a 90-day plan after her final interview. They hired her, get this, within 48 hours. Okay, so let's wrap this up. You've just learned that finding a job in 3 months isn't about luck or who you know. It's about strategy. You learn to position yourself before you apply, spend 60% of your time building real relationships instead of spam applying, follow up like a pro without being super annoying, and create urgency once you're in the interview stage. Here's what you need to remember. Most job seekers are passive. They apply and wait. They hope someone notices them. But you're about to become unforgettable. You're going to show up like you already have the job. You're going to build relationships that turn into referrals. You're going to follow up with value. And you're going to move fast because you'll have multiple opportunities going at once. The 3-month clock starts right now. Not tomorrow, not after you fix your resume one more time, right now. And look, I know this feels like a lot, but you don't have to do everything at once. Just pick one thing from today. Maybe it's crafting your positioning statement, or reaching out to 3 people on LinkedIn this week, or using the 3-7-14-30 follow-up formula after your next interview. Start there. Build momentum and trust the process. If you want more help, I've got free resources over at resumeassassin.com, including an ATS resume analyzer that'll tell you exactly where your resume is falling short. The link's in the description. You've got this, you guys. You've got this. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Or better yet, tell me, what's the one thing you're going to implement first? Drop a comment. I read every single one. Now, go land that job.